Welcome to Photo Artifact. Subscribe and like to make sure you don't miss any future videos.
The oldest Indian, born in the 18th century, who lived through the 19th century and died in the 20th century. It is alleged that he lived for about 137 years. The ship, Queen Elizabeth, arrives at the port of New York. On board are soldiers returning from World War II, 1945. This is what the Empire State Building looked like against the background of other buildings, 1941. Abraham Lincoln in 1861 and 1865. A noticeable four-year contrast against the backdrop of war. Cue for the premiere of the Star Wars film. Vancouver, 1977. A typical American family in 1950s, Detroit, Michigan. Portrait of strong woman Katie Sandwina, the Lady Hercules, 1884 to 1952. Marilyn Monroe with Pontiac Chieftain in 1951. The Thinking Tree. An ancient olive tree in Puglia, Italy. Over 1,500 years old. Downtown Boston, 1910. Introduction of the first bikini in 1946 by Louis Reard. A century ago in 1926, Fred Osborne rode a Henderson 4 off Huntington Cliff in Santa Monica. High-class Mercedes Fidelity unit from 1965, a TV, a phone, a mini fridge, and a radio, all in one for your car. This testament saved the life of Private W. Hackett, bullet passing through outer cover and all the leaves and stopped at the last page. 1915. Two Armenian women pose with their rifles before going to battle against the Ottomans, 1895. (1950s) bodybuilder David Prowse, who later played Darth Vader, with a man on his arm. Racing grid girl, Carol Lang, circa 1970s. Two American sailors at Copenhagen, Denmark. 1958. In 1953, the NSU factory in Dusseldorf, Germany, introduced the double ambretta. Safety standards in 1960. A gentleman tips his hat to a group of ladies, 1920s. Photo of Marilyn Monroe first wedding, she was 16 years old, 1942. Passengers on board the Staten Island Ferry. New York, USA. 1895. Little Leonardo DiCaprio and his parents George and Ermeline, 1976. The last photo of Nikola Tesla. 1942. Christmas in Marion, Indiana, USA, 1958. Soviet basketball player Arvydas Sabonis at the World Cup final in Spain, 1986. Workers stand atop ladders working on the frame of the USS Macon airship. May 1932. Goodyear Air Dock, USA. It launched in April 1933 and crashed in 1935. Albert Einstein explaining his theory of relativity, 1922. Trying to drive through a snowy mountain pass in the Pyrenees of France, 1956. A Victorian home, being moved via horsepower, in San Francisco. 1908. (1931) Al Capone and attorney Michael Ahern held for evading income tax. Japanese girls training for the anticipated invasion of mainland Japan, 1945. Abby Stockton, 1946, in Santa Monica, California, the original Muscle Beach, was the first woman to own an all-women's gym. Elephant serving in the German Army. Germany, 1917. Christmas at the White House with the Kennedys, December 25, 1962. Elvis Presley cruising through Memphis on his 1971 Harley-Davidson FLH Electric Glide motorcycle, accompanied by Mary Self, 1972. A rare example where an engineer thought about the mechanic. 1950s. A 1943 publicity photo of Lana Turner for the film, Slightly Dangerous. American soldiers intercepted trucks carrying around 1,000 gold bullions linked to Saddam Hussein's regime. Iraq, 2003. The image of Eiffel Tower workers on scaffolding in 1888 captures a pivotal moment in the history of engineering and architecture. Margaret Burke White, a photographer, climbing the Chrysler Building, 1934. Ziegfeld girls celebrating America. Bonnie Tiburzi Caputo was the first woman to fly for a major U.S. carrier when she was hired by American Airlines in 1973. The image of gas and electric workers on Broad Street in Boston, Massachusetts, around 1920. Ladies at the races at the Hippodrome de Longchamp in Paris in 1908. Margaret Burke White taking a photo from the top of a building in 1935. Renowned photographer Walter Chandoha created one of his most famous photographs of his daughter Paula and a small kitten smiling at the camera at the same time, 1955. A police officer playing Duck Duck Goose with children in New York, 1970. A baby lamb snuggles up to a sleeping boy, 1940. Maud Wagner, the first well-known female tattooist in the United States, 1907. Time for a snack. This old-school helmet, designed around 1940, allowed a motorcycle rider to communicate with their passenger, reflecting early innovations in personal transportation technology. A Japanese woman carrying her children in a bucket on her head in the 1900s. Conchita Montenegro in The Cisco Kid, 1931. Construction workers taking a break before safety measures in 1931 highlights. Ladies on roller skates gliding through the streets of New York City in the late 1970s. The 1966 blizzard in Syracuse, New York, was a historic weather event that struck the region from January 27 to January 31, resulting in a staggering 42.3 inches of snowfall. A little girl shakes the hand of a U.S. soldier in Villa de les Poles, Normandy, in 1944. Burger Queen in the 1950s represents a significant moment in the evolution of American fast food culture. The smallest house in Great Britain, also known as the Quay House, is a tourist attraction on the quay in Conwy, Wales. A U.S. Air Force lieutenant is held captive by a young North Vietnamese soldier, 1967. San Fernando Valley's Satan's Slaves Motorcycle Club before becoming Hell's Angels. Circa 1970s. Photographer Otto Ludwig Bettmann captures the Grand Prix Monza in 1966. U.S. Marines holding scaled-up models of rifles at Camp Pendleton in October, 1956. A barge filled with Kherson watermelons on the Dnipro River, 1984, Kiev, Ukrainian SSR. November 1966, stagnant air trapped toxic smog over New York City for 3 days, killing 168 people. Bryn Owen aged 17 with his Vespa scooter, which has 34 mirrors and 81 lights on the front and back, all bought with his pocket money, Leicestershire, England. 1983. Anna Fisher, an American astronaut and the first mother in space, 1984. Two women show uncovered legs in public for the first time in Toronto, 1937. A random but poignant soldier in Vietnam, 1965. A mother and her daughter falling from a fire escape, 1975. A utility worker giving mouth-to-mouth to a coworker after he contacted a high-voltage wire in 1967. Painting the Eiffel Tower, 1932. A grotto in an iceberg seen during the British Antarctic expedition, January 5, 1911. Einstein at Nassau Point, Long Island, New York in the summer of 1939. Nikola Tesla sitting in his laboratory with his magnifying transmitter. A 106-year-old Armenian woman guards her home in 1990. The shells from an Allied creeping bombardment on German lines, 1916. Man poses for a photo in front of Soyuz rocket, 1980s, Baikonur, Kazakh SSR. Renaissance Circus Trio on Rockefeller Center, early 1930s. Anti-apartheid protesters sprayed with a water cannon shooting purple dye to mark the demonstrators for arrest. South Africa, 1989. Dutch boy with a pillow strapped to his backside, 1933. Public urinal, Paris, 1875. Animal therapy session, 1956. A woman churning milk to butter while reading a book, 1897. Cow school bus, carrying 7 children, Washington, 1907. A girl in a pink coat seated alone in a graffiti-covered subway car, 1986. Photographed by Camilo J. Vergara. Wedding rings taken from prisoners at the Buchenwald concentration camp in Germany, May, 1945. (2,400-year-old skeleton mosaic discovered in Turkey with the caption, "Be cheerful, enjoy your life." On December 18, 1879, in the Russian peasant village of Gori, Georgia, Iosif Vissarionovich Dzugashvili, later known as Joseph Stalin, was born. Photos from the last public execution by guillotine, 1939. Victorian post-mortem child with parents' photo. Belgium comes to terms with human zoos of its colonial past. Gas masks for babies tested at an English hospital, 1940. A 45-foot Santa Claus inflated for the Macy's Parade, New York, 1940. Santa Claus held up by a group of boys armed with toy guns, London, 1954. In 1957, someone decided to bring automation to fishing. This vending machine didn't sell soda or candy, it sold live worms for anglers, 24 hours a day. Backstage at New York's Latin Quarter nightclub in 1958, showgirls in full costume passed the time not with cigarettes or gossip, but with a serious game of chess. A wheat field in the heart of Manhattan, 1982.
Thanks for watching this journey through time. If you enjoyed these rare photos, hit that subscribe button for more amazing history. What surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments and tell me what you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.